Hello, San Angelo, and welcome to the Live Daily News Show. I'm James Bouligny. In news today, San Angelo had a historic flood over the holiday weekend, and we have Jon Zachariah from the Clarion Hotel in for an interview today. And we'll get into that interview after these messages from Jim Bass and Carpet Tech.
The 25 Ford F-150, proudly made in Kansas City. Experience American innovation with unbeatable employee pricing. And Jim Bass Ford's offering this powerhouse for just $499 per month. Choose from various trim levels and vibrant colors to find your perfect fit. Built in America and sold right here at Jim Bass Ford for over 60 years. Houston Hart at Arden Road or 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
My name is Cade Simmons. I'm the site manager here in San Angelo. What matters to our customers, I believe, is what we say is CT quality, CT experience, just making sure their needs are met, taking care of their home like it was ours. You just have to keep thinking of, it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. So just making sure you're taking care of what needs to be taken care of, and just knowing that they can rely on us, I think, matters to them a lot.
Welcome back, everybody. James Bouligny here with Jon Zachariah with the Clarion Hotel here in San Angelo. And you are helping coordinate all these flood victims that happened. We had a terrible flood on the 4th.
Correct.
And sorry, I didn't even ask how you were doing.
No, it's okay. I do live on the north side. I'm over there with my grandmother. She's about 87 years old. She lived in that house for probably over 50 years, and she says this is the worst storm that she's ever seen in her life.
Right. No, I haven't seen anything like. My
terrible.
dad showed me pictures of one from like the 20s or 30s, and where downtown was flooding. That's the only other time I've ever seen anything like this.
Yes, absolutely. And it's just so honestly devastating to those families that have been affected. And I knew that night when I woke up about 3:30, I knew that morning our town would see a lot. And so that morning of the 4th, kind of jumped up out of bed into action and called who I need to call. Grateful for our community partners, United Way being one of them. Miss Ashley Ammon, she's doing great work with them.
We've had her here before. She's awesome.
She's amazing. So I called her right away, and I kind of talked to her and said, what can we do to help? And she was like, let me brainstorm a little bit. And then we got back, and we were offered to half off rooms for the individuals that have been affected directly. And we do have Red Cross individuals as well staying there, and we are a Red Cross disaster hub is what they are calling it there.
All right. How do you get started just with all this? Does it happen, and does it just go instantly into brainstorming with other organizations? Or
I think so, and I think I did come from a nonprofit background, so I kind of had connections with our community. Okay. I do chair on a couple of different boards here, so I kind of knew the people to call when this happened, and all I really needed was for the team at the hotel to be on board, and I'm so grateful that our general manager has allowed us. Our owner has directly applied certain services for those individuals. Our restaurant in their ArcLight is providing breakfast for all those victims in the mornings, and so it's so unique and cool to see the team really pull together. And it's not just a team, because we're all community members. All of us kind of have been directly affected. We have our assistant general manager, she lives on 37th, unable to come in because it was just so flooded. But yeah, we kind of just brainstorm with each other. Ashley Ammons has done a lot with partnering with other organizations, and so we all kind of just come together and say, we can do this, we can house this, or we can have this here. And so that's kind of all what we did, was pull together with the brainstorming.
And how many victims do y'all currently have at the hotel?
So currently in-house, we were looking about, when I was giving a head count to the Red Cross, we have about 57 rooms that have been delegated for these victims. Now, each of those rooms, it's not just 57 individuals. Those are families. Those are individuals that may have 3, 4, 5. And it's just really devastating that, moms, kids coming in with wet clothes and just, where do I go? What do I have? And I'm no stranger to giving hugs and smiles and big personality I may have. I want them to get that sense of reassurance of peace. Like, you're going to have a hot meal provided by the Red Cross. Friday night, a good friend of mine, family members, Jason's Deli, they provided dinner for all the families there that night of the 4th. And it's just so unique to see that we can bring a sense of peace where there's so much discomfort right now.
If you saw the pictures, and I don't know if you haven't seen the pictures or videos or anything, entire houses where there was a house in Pulliam.
Correct. Floating.
That floated out into Pulliam.
Absolutely.
And even off of Bell, there's, the roof over one of the little culverts and everything.
On that Bell Street, there's Spalding. And there's a cross street with Spalding. And we probably have 17 to 20 individuals from Spalding Street. And those are one of the stories, that kind of stuck with me. A mom with 3 kids came in, and she so distraught, tears, just wanting to give your kids a sense of this is where we'll be safe. And it brought tears because she just said when she went outside of her house with her kids, all of her kids, she knew that she wasn't coming back. But the amount of like cries of distress and people for help, that's what broke my heart, of kids and families having to hear that and see that and go through it. And so the other day yesterday I was able to go through Spalding, and it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. The amount of loss that our community has seen and is seeing.
I think they said something like 30,000 people were affected by it.
Correct. I think that's what I read as well. And it's so, I guess the Red Crosses, they're calling us with the hub is, direct line, front line, because we're working with these families. You need pants, you need shoes. Hey, we have, room 317, we'll need this, or, and just trying to do what we can from a hotel side, but community members to help those individuals.
No, and there are other hotels that have also pitched in and said, hey,
absolutely.
we're gonna help out.
Absolutely. There's Ashley Emmons, again, amazing. She's connected with all those different hotels and organizations where they have offered the same as well. So Clarion is not the only hotel that they are offering those services, but it is one of the many. Yes, sir.
Right. And how if somebody is out there who hasn't been in contact with, Red Cross or anybody, who do they go through? Who do they...
Honestly, we have been sending everybody to Paulan, and so Paulan Church is kind of the hub center, and that's where United Way is. Concho Valley Action Agency, Community Action Agency is there, and the San Angelo Area Foundation. They've also a disaster relief fund for those individuals, but that's the hub. That's where any information that you may need, food, clothes, clothing, furniture, that's the hub, and the United Way, and everybody will get them in contact with the right people.
All right, and this Friday, we are having a little benefit.
Correct.
At the ArcLight to help out with these,
and that's something I brought with the breakfast. That's they have really good biscuits. I've been hearing with the guests, good biscuits and gravy, and so ArcLight provides breakfast for those guests that are in the hotel. And he is having a benefit. We are having a benefit at the hotel in ArcLight this Friday, an auction benefit and band benefit for those flood victims in San Angelo. So that's something that the community, you guys can come out, show appreciation. If there's businesses that want to donate something for an auction, it's an open auction just to raise money for those flood victims. I think that would be a tremendous, and just we all got to help each other,
No, I heard Kat Hasty's going to be there for Hamilton, Richard. Yep. So I heard this morning that Cole Hauser had donated some stuff from Free Rain Coffee.
Yep, we have had a lot of donations, and that's another thing too, that with us being a Red Cross hub, we're taking donations as well, so you can bring in cases of waters that we're giving to the families. So we are kind of a donation hub. We don't need any clothing items right now because, again, we partnered with United Way, so they've just asked for direct items. But yeah, ArcLight on Friday night, be there, or all day actually, right? Yeah.
Right, I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, Friday ArcLight.
If people do want to donate, do they go to the Clarion?
They can go to the Clarion.
Go to the Red Cross or Paulan?
Nope. If they would like to donate, non-perishable items or the water or hygiene items, that's a big one. Toothbrush, toothpaste. They can bring that directly to the Clarion Hotel, and we'll set it up in the Red Cross room, available for those victims. That's what we've been doing. But for the auction, they can bring those to ArcLight, or they can bring them to Clarion Hotel, and we can send them over to ArcLight.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Mr. Zachariah, we appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, well, thank y'all for having me. I was glad to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Back to you guys. Now into the news. Pretty much the only news was the flooding that has gone on in Texas so far, and not just in San Angelo, but in the Kerrville area as well. But early in the morning on July 4th, San Angelo received historic rain, where certain places in Tom Green County received up to 14 inches of rain in a very short period of time, causing flooding mainly across the north and northeast parts of San Angelo. SAPD received hundreds of water rescue calls, and the police even had an all-call where all the officers were called in to help. Numerous roads were flooded through the city, and Houston Hart at Bell Street was underwater. A house had floated into Pulliam Street, and videos and pictures showed huge areas of town underwater as well. The San Angelo Fire Department, Tom Green County Sheriff's Office, as well as other agencies were called in to help with victims of the flooding. It is estimated that over 30,000 people were affected by it. One woman was missing. It has been confirmed that 62-year-old Tanya Berwick was killed in the flood. Several businesses have offered to help those affected in town. Go to sanangelo.com or click the links in on this story. And as we covered in our interview, if you want to donate, contact Paulan, the Red Cross, or United Way. And to top it off, the ArcLight, Clarion Hotel, and San Angelo have gotten the San Angelo, Texas Flood Benefit Concert going on this Friday at the ArcLight inside the Clarion Hotel located at 441 Rio Concho Drive. Musical guests Rich O'Toole, Kat Hasty, Sterling Elsa and Cooper Hamilton all donated their time to help the community. And also there will be an auction with this event as well. Items such as free reign coffee and autographed by none other than Cole Hauser, as well as a button-down shirt and other auction items will be available as well. San Angelo wasn't the only place that suffered, as Kerrville, Comfort, and Center Point, among others, also got hit. The Guadalupe River in Comfort rose 22 feet in 30 minutes. That's the height of an average two-story house. And then just west of Kerrville in Hunt, Texas, Camp Mystic, a private girls' summer camp, was devastated by the floods. San Angelo's August Pfluger's daughters were evacuated from Camp Mystic, but the river rose 26 feet in an hour. Nearly 30 children are still missing from the camp. I don't know if you can actually maybe conceptually think about how much water that is. 22 feet, the average two-story house, just look at a house, and that's how much this river rose. We had dry creek beds that all feed into these rivers that rose just because of the rain. It's terrible. We'll go to San Angelo Live and click on all the articles about all the rain that we've had. You look at all the lakes that have risen because of all the rain. And before the weather, we'll hear a word from Jay Chandler.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
Now into the weather. It looks like all the rain is behind us, but there is a flood watch until 7 o'clock. Right now it's 85 degrees outside, and tonight the low drops down to 71, and we do have a 30% chance of rain. Tomorrow will be sunny and 90 degrees, and then tomorrow night the low drops down to 71, and on Wednesday the high is up at 91, and the low dips down to 71. And we'll be right back after this message from Kano's Diamonds and Coins.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thank you for watching the Live Daily News Show, the only locally owned news show in the Concho Valley. Go like us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms, and download the San Angelo Live mobile app. For the entire live team here, I'm James Bouligny.